The Book of Giants is a fascinating text that, while not included in the traditional biblical canon, has sparked intrigue due to its content and connections with ancient stories of giants and Nephilim. It's part of the Dead Sea Scrolls, a collection of ancient manuscripts found in the Qumran caves near the Dead Sea in the mid-20th century. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. The Book of Giants is an ancient text that delves into humanity's earliest myths and religious beliefs. Though it was not included in the biblical canon, this book has intrigued historians, theologians, and spiritual seekers due to its accounts of the Nephilim, mysterious giant beings described in the Old Testament. Originating from the Dead Sea Scrolls and partially preserved through other ancient manuscripts, the Book of Giants offers a captivating look at themes of divine-human interaction, prophecy, and judgment. This text is particularly interesting because it expands upon the brief, enigmatic reference in Genesis 6 verses 1-4 to the sons of God and their union with human women, resulting in offspring called the Nephilim, who were giants. Here's a deeper look at the Book of Giants, its content, themes, and the reasons it was excluded from the Bible. 1. Background and context. The Book of Giants was discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls, a collection of ancient manuscripts found between 1947 and 1956 in the Qumran caves near the Dead Sea. These scrolls, which include both biblical texts and other writings from Second Temple Judaism, date back to around the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE. The Qumran community, likely associated with the Essenes, had a unique set of religious beliefs, and their collection reflects the diverse religious ideas of that era. The Book of Giants is associated with the Book of Enoch, which similarly explores the Nephilim and the consequences of their actions on earth. The Book of Giants is sometimes grouped with a genre of literature called apocalyptic texts, which were popular during the Second Temple period. These texts reveal divine mysteries, often through visions or dreams, and typically describe humanity's eventual judgment and the end of the world. The books focus on prophetic dreams, divine judgment, and supernatural beings echoes themes found in other ancient apocalyptic texts. 2. The Nephilim and the Sons of God. The Book of Giants centers on the Nephilim, often referred to as giants due to their massive size and supernatural abilities. In the Book of Genesis, the Nephilim are briefly mentioned as the offspring of the sons of God and human women. This has led to centuries of debate. Who were the sons of God? Some traditions interpret them as fallen angels who took on human form and mingled with humanity. Others see them as descendants of a holy lineage. The Book of Giants expands on the former interpretation, depicting the sons of God as angelic beings who disobeyed divine law and brought chaos to the world through their union with human women. The Nephilim, as described in the Book of Giants, were not only physically gigantic but morally corrupt. They inherited the rebellion and disobedience of their divine fathers, and this is reflected in their violent and destructive behavior. According to the text, the Nephilim grew to be powerful and tyrannical, using their strength to dominate humanity and disrupt the natural order. Their existence represented a significant transgression that would ultimately provoke divine wrath. 3. The Giants' Dreams and Divine Warnings. One of the most fascinating elements in the Book of Giants is the account of prophetic dreams. The giants begin to have ominous visions of their impending doom, sensing that their actions have consequences and that judgment is coming. In one dream, a giant sees a tablet fall from heaven, shattering upon impact. This symbol is interpreted as a warning of their destruction. These dreams are filled with apocalyptic symbolism and mirror the warnings found in the Book of Enoch, where the giants are told that the great flood will wipe them from existence. These visions disturb the giants, and they attempt to seek advice. According to the text, they consult Enoch, a righteous man who had been taken up to heaven and had knowledge of divine secrets. Enoch confirms their fears, explaining that their actions have led them to a path of inevitable judgment. Their time on earth is limited, and they will soon face the consequences of their transgressions. The role of Enoch as a prophet and mediator. The character of Enoch serves as a prophet and mediator between the giants and God. In biblical tradition, Enoch is described as a righteous man who walked with God and was taken to heaven without experiencing death. The Book of Enoch elaborates on this, portraying Enoch as someone who received divine wisdom and witnessed heavenly mysteries. In the Book of Giants, Enoch plays a similar role, acting as a messenger who brings divine revelations to the giants. The giants approach Enoch in hopes that he might intercede on their behalf. However, Enoch makes it clear that their actions cannot be undone. They have introduced chaos and corruption into the world, and divine justice demands that this must be rectified. This judgment foreshadows the great flood described in Genesis, which God sends to cleanse the earth of the Nephilim and their influence. Enoch's role in the Book of Giants reflects the broader biblical theme of a prophet who warns of impending judgment and urges repentance. The giants' downfall and the theme of divine judgment. The Book of Giants emphasizes the theme of divine judgment, which runs throughout both the Old and New Testaments. The giants, despite their strength and power, are ultimately helpless before the will of God. Their dreams serve as a warning, but they cannot escape their fate. The flood, which is alluded to in the Book of Giants and described in Genesis, is a means of divine cleansing, a way to restore order by removing the Nephilim and their corrupt influence. This theme resonates with many other biblical stories, where individuals or groups are judged for their actions. The story of the giants' downfall also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and the consequences of breaking divine law. The Nephilim's actions are a direct affront to God's created order, and their destruction reinforces the idea that no one, regardless of strength or status, is above divine judgment. 6. Why was the Book of Giants excluded from the Bible? The Book of Giants was not included in the biblical canon, and several factors likely contributed to this decision. Theological consistency. Early church leaders aimed to establish a coherent theology that would form the foundation of Christian doctrine. The stories of giants and Nephilim were seen by some as mythological and difficult to reconcile with the more straightforward message of Genesis. Additionally, the emphasis on supernatural beings and angelic human unions might have been seen as a distraction from the core message of salvation and redemption. Apocalyptic content. The book's apocalyptic themes, while popular during the Second Temple period, may have been viewed as too speculative or unsettling for inclusion in the canon. The focus on visions, judgment, and divine secrets aligned more closely with the apocalyptic literature that was often sidelined in favor of texts that provided clear moral teachings. Non-canonical origin. The Book of Giants was associated with the Book of Enoch, which was also excluded from the Bible in most traditions. Enochic literature was considered influential but was ultimately left out of the canon, likely due to its emphasis on esoteric knowledge and its complex narrative structure. Since the Book of Giants is an offshoot of the Book of Enoch, it was similarly viewed as secondary to the core biblical texts. Historical and cultural distance. The Book of Giants reflects a worldview that was not universally accepted among early Jewish and Christian communities. Its emphasis on divine beings and supernatural events was perhaps seen as too far removed from the more human-centered narratives of the Hebrew Bible. As Christianity grew and spread, church leaders prioritized texts that would resonate with a broader audience and offer practical guidance for daily life. 7. The legacy and influence of the Book of Giants. Although the Book of Giants was excluded from the Bible, it has left an enduring legacy. Its themes of divine judgment, prophetic visions, and the battle between good and evil are found throughout biblical and apocalyptic literature. The giant story has inspired countless interpretations, from early Jewish mysticism to contemporary books and movies that explore the concept of giants, divine messengers, and forbidden knowledge. The story of the Nephilim continues to capture the human imagination, perhaps because it speaks to deep questions about the nature of good and evil, the role of divine beings in human affairs, and the consequences of pride and disobedience. The Book of Giants invites readers to reflect on the mystery of the Nephilim and the lessons their story may hold about humanity's relationship with the divine. In summary, while the Book of Giants may not be canonical, it reveals a rich layer of ancient beliefs and provides insight into the apocalyptic and prophetic traditions of early Judaism. Its portrayal of the giants as beings who strayed from divine law and paid the ultimate price for their disobedience serves as a powerful reminder of the Bible's recurring themes of judgment, repentance, and the triumph of divine order over chaos. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. I hope you like this video. Thank you.